Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about marble look. You can of course do that with acrylic pouring. It's really almost made for it. It's not really as easy as you might think, so I'm gonna have a big project coming up for a really big garden table. So I already made some test pieces and I'm gonna then show you today a piece where I think I figured it out and tell you what I found out in general about marble. Let me show you quickly the table that I'm gonna make. Okay, so that's the table blade that I'm gonna use for the garden. It's really big, so I really need to think about how I'm gonna do that. Of course I'm gonna tape it, so watch out for that video too. So what you should think about with marble is that basically a tone in tone, color in color look with a little bit of definition. I made some piece that was with gold, brown, buff titanium, these type of colors, which can also turn out very nice. It's always good to have a bit of pearl or metallics in it, because it gives it the extra interesting shine. I didn't like this so much. It didn't turn out nice in general with the pattern, and that sometimes you can't influence when you move it. And I didn't want to spend much more paint on a test piece, otherwise you can always pour pieces over it again. And I wasn't too fond of all the gold and all this. So I want to go for a more black and white real marble look, which would be a bit like this. And you can see there is graphite color, black, white, there is silver, there is iridescent green actually. You can only see that against the light. Yeah, silver, black, you see that. But here you also see it's way too much. It should be more really white and a bit of combination. Here it's too much, yeah, something. But here it's really too much gray and all that. So I already thought I used little color, let's say color. But obviously it was still too much. So that's the first finding basically. You really need to think very little color. A touch of black, a touch of gray is already enough. I first thought, okay, if I use this amount of together all the colors, black and gray and this and this and this, I would be good. But then it turns out like this. So I think really just a tiny bit like this is absolutely sufficient. And I'm gonna show you again the colors that I'm gonna use. So I have, this is, what is this? This is the iridescent green. You can see against the light. Silver. This is graphite, but I don't actually know how it's called, with a little bit of gray. And some black, of course, and some white. So let me mix this together. Okay, so as you can see, it's now a full cup, and there was, yeah, until here, eventually paint, and I filled it up completely with white. Of course, when I turn it around, the black is going to be on top. And let's see how this turns out. I punched a hole into the top of the cup to release the vacuum, and now it's already flowing out. So you can easily just move it around however you like without having so much suction. So that looks like nothing right now, but really marble is not in your face. It is little bit of here and there. So you can also see cells. There's absolutely no silicone in this. That's density, lacing, air, all that kind of things. So let's see how it looks underneath. I'm gonna pour off the big gray part there because it's too much, but you can now see here really nicely the silver and all that coming through. So this is really nice. I don't like that, but sometimes you also need to take a step back and not focus too much on one corner. I tend to do that. But I mean sometimes the real big part in acrylic pouring is where and how you tilt it. Do you tilt it too much, too little? What do you tilt off? What can you keep? This type of things. It's not always, that's mostly the difficult part. Okay. So this is nice. As soon as it dries, you will also see the iridescent paint and all that. Do I now think it's enough? I eventually would like to experiment a bit of adding some little tiny bit of black lines. So let's do that. The big problem with the really big table is how far you can tilt it. Of course I'm gonna get help, but yeah, sometimes you're almost 90 degrees and that's gonna be very difficult. But I think this is the look that I'm gonna go for, and where I would say, okay, this is a marble look. And I'm gonna torch it just to get some air bubbles out. Okay, so that's it. I think this could be really nice on a table, but also if you have a really big wall piece that you want to be a bit settled, or as a nightstand, that would also be really nice. Have a look how it looks dry on my Facebook or Instagram, because right now, of course, in the video it's not that visible, and of course have a look out for the video. I hope you enjoyed this and got some inspiration out of it, and I hope to see you back soon.